Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to the Lost in LA Bumblecast. Hope you're doing well out there. The bunch doing pretty good, too. You can see Olive, very busy. This is one of her favorite toys she's destroying right now.
Yeah, they're a little more animated
Yes.
today than in previous Bumblecasts.
Right, Olive? That's a good one. Some news on Triple T, actually. Last week it was Cato. This week it was Triple T going to the vet. Yeah, every week somebody's going to the vet in this house. And this time it is about his teeth. Not doing so good up there, are you, Triple T? What's going on, dark-haired lady?
Well, I just noticed that when I'm trying to, clean his teeth every night, he gets a little sensitive, and I, looked at his gums, and some of the gums in his upper front teeth, they're a little bit inflamed and red. So I took him to the vet today, and she agrees that some of them will probably have to come out, and we're going to get the rest of them clean. So that's all going to happen next week.
So he'll still have his bark, he just won't have his bite, right?
Right. He'll still have, they're not going to take out all of his teeth, but they are going to probably take out at least 2, possibly 3 or more.
Oh, that's too bad.
Depending, but he'll be more comfortable. His gums won't be sore and swollen, and
We'll have to get him some dentures.
Yeah.
Dog dentures. Do they make those? They probably make those, believe it or not.
They probably make something like it.
Yeah. Dog dentures for you, Triple T.
So that's not till next Thursday. He had blood work done today and labs, and as long as that all comes back good, he's good to go. But I don't have any doubts that his blood work will be fine.
Yeah, so, we're all getting older, and Triple T is going to have it in his mouth to show for it. Less teeth to show for it. You ready to get this? Go get it.
Meanwhile, Cato's doing good.
He's crazy.
Now he's sleeping behind you.
Cato, take a nice long nap.
He's doing good. We went early on our walk today. It was getting hot. It's going to be 95 today, so I wanted to get them out early. And,
yeah. The warm-up is here. Summer's slowly approaching, and, once it gets to Santa Clarita, it stays for a while. It's going to be hot. Okay, so we wanted to also remind everybody we're soliciting basically greetings from all of our followers. Anybody watching the Bumblecast, we were asking people to send us like a 20-second greeting. Hey, it's me, Joe Smith, and this is my dog, Skipper, and we're watching the Bumblecast, something like that. And we got our first one from our dear friend, Monique. Take a look.
Hi, it's Monique from Marietta, and this is Princess Maggie Moo Sparkle, and we're watching the Bumblecast.
Yeah, so that's what we're looking for. Just 30 seconds. Hey, it's me. This is my dog, and we're watching the Bumblecast or something like that.
Where we live, like, hi, I'm so-and-so from so-and-so, and this is my pet's so-and-so, and we're watching the Bumblecast.
Yeah, just a way for everybody to kind of get involved. So that's the deal here. A lot of stories we're talking about today. The one that really caught my eye this week has to do with artificial intelligence. The CEO of Anthropic, which is a big AI company, came out and said, we're going to be looking at major job losses across the country, across the world, because of artificial intelligence. And it's going to happen a lot sooner than people thought, maybe the next 5 years. And this CEO is saying we could see massive unemployment because of this, especially with college graduates. It's kind of terrifying talk. I mean, we knew it was going to happen, but he's talking about it happening much quicker than people thought. The jobs, he's talking about jobs in law, marketing, technology, finance, the entertainment industry. We know locally in Southern California, some of the local unions are really worried about AI taking over, actors being replaced by artificial intelligence, not just their voices, but their faces too. A big concern for the union. So they're worried about it. And also this week, Google came out with this new video generation AI that showed you could basically make like a movie with a computer with people and voices, and you don't need real actors to do it. And it looked really good. It's really scary stuff and a whole brave new world we're looking at when it comes to artificial intelligence, and it's really going to hit home. So a lot of talk about that, a lot of concern about that. I'm wondering how, labor markets or unions will react to it. I imagine you're going to see protests at some point. What do you think?
Well, didn't your union already?
Yeah, SAG-AFTRA has already protested some of the studios, and I think that's going to happen with more industries. You'll see maybe more unions forming and more protests trying to limit the reach of artificial intelligence. The problem is it's going to be tough to stop because of the internet, at least in the entertainment industry. anybody in the world can now make a movie. And how are you going to stop the distribution of that movie? So it's going to be very difficult to stop. And if you also have to compete. So if company A in this country has all these restrictions on AI and company B and somewhere in Asia doesn't, I mean, they're going to be at a real competitive disadvantage. So a big difference coming to us in the world in terms of artificial intelligence and how it'll affect everyone. There'll be benefits too. I mean, if you are a creative person and you can produce your own movie, you'll benefit from it. You won't need to hire all these extra people to make your movie. You just artificially generate it with artificial intelligence. So a lot of implications, a lot to talk about, a lot to kind of weed through in terms of how the future is going to look. I feel sorry for kids getting out of college with computer coding jobs, because computer coding is one of the things where artificial intelligence is really going to have an impact. It's already taking jobs. I think Microsoft recently announced layoffs. So computer coding is another industry where kids are going to get hit coming out of college. This brings back the old thing of, get a job as a plumber or an electrician. Those are the jobs that are safe. It's hard to replace that. That's what we always told our kids anyway.
Yeah, I have nothing good to say about AI. I am always, ever since the Terminator movie and Skynet, that's what's happening now. And
Yeah.
I've been saying it for decades, but people don't believe me. That's what's happening.
Well, I think people do believe you. The question is, can you stop it?
Yeah, well, somebody better stop
And
it.
you bring up the Terminator and Skynet. What's interesting about what's happening now is it's not just one AI. All these companies have their own AI. So I'm wondering, are we going to see them competing with each other to knock each other off? And sometimes you'll have like an AI war where these different companies will go to war with each other for supremacy. It's scary, but it's something to think about, maybe something to prepare for. Anyway, that's the latest on AI. I don't want to terrify people too much, but that is what we're thinking about and talking about. Here's a funny story, a kind of a weird story that came up this week. Sydney Sweeney, the actress who has appeared in movies, she's also on that streaming show Euphoria, beautiful young lady. She is now selling her bath water to people in the form of bath soap. So you can buy the soap and it has her bath water infused into it. And we're wondering why? Why does anybody want that? Olive, you okay down here? And that came out this week. And she says her fans are the ones who asked for it, which is kind of creepy when you think about it. Oh, Olive's knocking stuff over. What do you think? You want to sell some bath water?
Well, I just think, how would you know it's actually hers? I mean, somebody.
Well, I'm sure she'll have like a site you go to, and it'll be packaged with her brand, whatever her brand, her Sydney Sweeney's bathwater brand, whatever that is. So I could see people buying it as a gag gift, maybe, as a joke.
I don't know. It's probably hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So I don't know anybody who would buy that as a gag gift, but I just make your own and say it's Sydney Sweeney's bathwater. Unless they have some kind of providence certificate that comes with it, stating.
Yeah, a certificate of authenticity.
Exactly, saying it's definitely Cindy Sweeney's or anybody's.
What we could do is we could bottle Olive's slobber and sell that to people.
No, I was thinking it'd be better we just bottle Cato's farts.
Cato. Hear what she's saying about you?
Tiny little bottles of Cato fart.
Yes, your home too can smell like Bumbleland with Cato's farts.
And I'll send you a certificate of
and all of our profits will be donated to rescue.
Authenticity, because believe me, he's farting all day long and I've got plenty to go around.
Mom's making fun of you, Cato. You don't care. He doesn't care. That's when he's happiest, is when he's farting. So yeah, kind of a funny, weird story. And I just hope people are just buying it as a gag and not for some other weird reason. We have a review for you today we're talking about. It's The Handmaid's Tale. It's finally over. It went 6 seasons on Hulu, and we just finished
Hulu
it
and
this
Disney
week.
Plus, yeah.
I have to say that, The Handmaid's Tale, when it first came out, I loved the series. I thought it was great. The first few seasons.
Yeah, we watched the first 4 seasons, then we got fed up with it, and we stopped watching.
Yeah, we really liked it. It was great.
And then we just recently picked up binged season 5 and 6 over the last month.
Yeah, we finally finished it. It seemed like it reached a natural end point after season 4. And we thought the show was pretty much over, but then it came back for 2 seasons. And, the one complaint we have about The Handmaid's Tale, it always felt like it was stretched out, like they were trying to grab more episodes out of it. And that was one thing that kind of bothered us a little bit. But the concept we thought was great. The books must have been great. I didn't get to read them. But it's a story of a civil war in America. Fertility rates across the world are plummeting, and there are only a few women left who are able to bear children. And this religious group takes over the United States and basically turns these fertile women into like slaves, handmaids to produce children. And it's a scary concept, but it was also very interesting, and it was well done, and certainly worth a watch if you have a show you're looking for. 6 full seasons, so it'll fill up quite a bit of your day. Elizabeth Moss was the lead actor in this, playing June Osborne, and did a great job, or Joan Osborne, excuse me.
June.
June, is it June? The one problem we had with it, there were so many moments where the camera would just slowly zoom into June's eyes, one of these long montages that seemed to take up way too much time in every episode, it seemed. And we used to make jokes about it. If we could turn that into a drinking game, maybe. And boy, we'd both be drunk by the end of the show. But still, Handmaid's Tale, great show overall. 6 seasons on Hulu if you're interested.
Or Disney Plus.
Or Disney Plus if you're looking for a good watch. And this is one we both liked. We complained about it, but we still both liked it. So that is going to wrap up our Bumblecast, I think, for today. Olive, are you ready to hit the road? Looks like she's got other plans. Yeah, and Cato, before Cato falls asleep on us, we'll wrap things up. Thanks for joining us. And remember, we still want those greetings if you'd like to send us some. Thanks again. Have a great day. And remember, we're all about adoption and rescue. If you're thinking about getting a pet, stop by your local shelter maybe. Just check it out. You might find the perfect pet for yourself, or contact your local rescue agency. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.